Welcome, everybody, to the Fibre Friends podcast. I'm Louise from Wildflower Wool.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cheryl from My Needle Crafts.
Can you guys believe that we're at the end of January, which means that our hat knitting challenge finishes Monday night, and sweater starts on Tuesday. So this is the last weekend. So there's still time to knit one or maybe two hats this weekend. And
absolutely
stick them in the Ravelry thread, and we've got lots of entries in there, so it's going to be fun seeing which ones are the prize winners next week when we podcast.
I know. This month has definitely not gone by quickly.
Don't think so?
I don't think so.
I do. I feel like Christmas and New Year's were just not so long ago, and now we're into February already.
Almost.
Yep.
So did you
we're both thinking the same thing.
Did you make any new hats this week, Louise?
I did make a new hat.
I know you have a finish.
I do have a finish. I made another one of the garter ear flap hats.
Nice. That's when you cast on last week when we were chatting.
I was working on it. So I finished it. I went down a needle size. Yeah. I still ended the top sooner because I don't know. I knit loose. So obviously my row gauge is bigger than the pattern calls for. But
so the pattern tells you to knit so many rows or so many inches?
It tells you to knit so many inches to your decreases.
Yeah.
So I think next time I do that, I will start my decreases, down here.
So you can probably figure out by what their row gauge is like what they call for. And if it says so many inches and it's so many rows per inch, then you could figure out roughly against your gauge, how many inches you should knit.
Exactly. I could. I just didn't.
Yeah. I'll just keep putting it on. Oh, that looks good.
I was really just hoping that the fact that I used a smaller needle would have compensated enough and it would have worked out. I had a few more rows because you're supposed to decrease right down to you have 4 stitches. So it's more of like a point on top.
Mm-hmm.
But mine is kind of
that's okay.
I don't know, scrunchy. Scrunchy, is that the word I want?
Sure, it works.
Yeah. But it is another ball out of my stash, used up, completely used up, because not only I had, a little chunk left over, I started a garter stitch, stripy, scrappy scarf to use up all of my little bits.
Nice.
Yes. So I finished this one. Do you have a finished hat?
I do.
Let's see it. Now that's the one you were working on. Did you have it started last week when we were podcasting, or did you just show the yarn?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. So this is knit out of Songbird Yarn and Fibers King Eider. It's a worsted 100% superwash merino from our good friend Vicky. And I have lots left, but I think I'm going to put a pom-pom on it.
Let me think. Should you do that?
Louise, should I put a pom-pom on it?
Yes. I say do it. Look at that. That looks so pretty.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the way it's striped, but I don't hate it, so it's all right.
Well, it doesn't pull, and her yarn typically does that. The yarns that I've used from hers, most of my Flamingo, and there was another one, and they do kind of do that, kind of a diagonal little stripe. I think it's really pretty.
Yeah, I like it. It's like blues and rusty colors, and there's a little bit of pops of teal. Probably can't catch it on the
I can see it
computer too well, but yeah, I really like it. And this one, I use the same size needles as I did for the last one. And this is the Myra Hat again, just in case, anybody's new and hasn't seen me hold up this horrible printout. The Myra Hat, and it's by Knox Mountain Knit Company. And this one's designed by Sasha McDonald.
Now, would you say if somebody's watching this Saturday morning?
So really, pardon?
So I was just gonna say, if somebody's watching this podcast Saturday morning and they love that hat, would you say they could cast it on and knit Saturday and Sunday? Well, we have Monday, so it could be.
Oh yeah, it's a quick knit. It's easy. There's a 16 row repeat that you do, and it's alternating knit rows and then a pattern and a knit. So, and you do that twice, and that's, to here. And this is all rib and the top is rib. And it calls for knit in the back loop for your rib knit, but I didn't. I just did regular ribbing. And you can make it in 2 different sizes. You can do a slouchy version or you can do a fitted version. So, and then it's just how many rows you knit after the repeats to where you start your decreases. Mm-hmm. And with this one, I wanted a beanie and I should have done maybe 2 rows less. It feels like it's, it's got a little extra room in it, but that's okay.
It doesn't look like it's too big.
No, and it fits nice and snug. And I used the exact same size needles that I used for, because it calls for DK, and I did it in worsted this time. My last one that I showed, I did in fingering held together with the mohair. Right. So that was about a DK weight. And it's actually bigger and looser because I think I knit looser when I was using the mohair, maybe. I don't know, but this is nice and tight and I love, like, it fits nice and snug. So
that's great.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with this hat. So yeah, I think it needs a pom-pom, but I'm gonna wash it and see if it'll bloom up a little bit.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. You always want to wash everything before you wear it. And I
didn't wash the last one. I've worn it a couple of times. This one, I just want to see. It feels like it might bloom. Okay. Like it's got that feeling that it might, I don't know.
Good.
I don't have a great overwhelming need to wash it for any reason other than I want to just see if it fluffs up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's really pretty.
So that's my finish. It's a pretty pattern, isn't it?
It is really, really pretty.
Yeah. So I've knit 2 of these.
2 finishes. We are 2 for 2 today.
Woohoo! So do you have more future hat knitting plans?
I do for this weekend. I am working on this hat.
Oh, that's we talked about that last week. Yeah, you want to call it tentacle, but that's not what it's called.
Not what it's called. It's tentacula.
Right.
I think after about 3 weeks of trying to say it, I think I have finally got the pronunciation done. Tentacula. And it is a venomous magical plant from one of the Harry Potter movies.
Cool.
Now I need to know which movie it was in, because I have a feeling that I should watch the movie as I'm knitting this or something, tie it in.
Well, I'm sure you could probably Google it and find out.
I know I could. I'm sure there's somebody.
Which Harry Potter movie was Tentacula mentioned in?
Yeah, I wonder. I must have seen it. I think I've seen all the Harry Potter movies, but they're probably been so long ago. But
we've watched them all too, but I don't even remember ever hearing about it. So maybe it's the one where I was thinking maybe the one where they had to do the games and they had to swim underwater, but I think that was some sort of seaweed stuff.
Oh, see, and I was picturing an episode where they were all in like magic spell class, and they had to make something come alive or something.
Some potion, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody is out there right now is going like, oh, I know, I remember. And it's, I'm sure somebody will tell us where it is. And then maybe I can find it on Netflix. What are the odds? I don't know, of all that coming together.
I think that the Harry Potter movies are all on Prime.
Ooh, okay, well, I can do that too. Okay, so maybe
or on Crave. There's a little birdie in the other room just said something about Crave.
Oh, darn. I don't have Crave.
They must be on Crave.
Maybe I won't be. Anyways, it was a good thought. I'm liking it. So I just got started. And as you can see, I still have 2 needles in here because I'm just knitting off. I've got my smaller needle that I did my ribbing on. And then I grabbed a larger needle for the body. So I'm just knitting off the small onto the large. And it's not that hard to do. The pattern says it's an intermediate, and then if you do 2 colors, it's advanced. Maybe it is, I don't know, but it's not too tricky.
Not difficult.
No, the pattern's written out of, I think there's 4 sizes: a worsted, Aran, bulky, super bulky.
Oh, wow.
We've got 4 options, and she's got links to a YouTube channel, and I meant to knit maybe. Anyways, the YouTube channel, it doesn't look like it's the pattern designer. It's somebody else that has going through the stitch pattern for, I think she was working on a sweater. It was a pink project. I think it was a sweater. So, but it gives you the idea, and she gives you the timestamps so you can go to exactly where you start doing the right leaning stitch pattern, and then you can fast forward about 5 minutes, and then she shows you the left leaning.
Oh, okay. So and do you have a picture of the hat there? You'll put one in?
I'll put one in here.
Okay. It's
very pretty. You've got the option. You can just do it one color, and then you'll just have your color, just kind of, it makes like a fan.
Yeah. I was trying to remember when you showed the picture last time, was the hat in the picture all one color maybe?
I think the link I'll put 2 pictures in. I think the one I posted last week was kind of a blue with white.
Oh, okay.
Contrast colors, but you can do it in two different colors. And I know somebody right now, okay, I'm not going to say, I can't remember exactly who it is. I can see her. And anyways, I know she posted a picture in the Fibre Friends Facebook group. She's doing it, and hers is a pink variegated, and she's doing it all in one color, and it looks really pretty.
Oh, nice. I'll have to go look.
And because she was the one, that's how I learned about the pattern, because she won the pattern. That was her prize for the December ornament challenge. She was one of the winners. And as soon as she sent me the link, she's like, oh, I think I'd really like to try this and do it for the hat challenge in January. And I saw the pattern. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to try this. So it's very fun. The only thing you have to do is, because my contrast, so like my lemongrass color is only for these pulled up stitches. So you have to catch the yarn across the back, just as if you were doing stranded color work.
Okay. That's
easy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not super, super fast to knit. I mean, just the little bit that I've done, because you have to count over, and then you put your needle in, whatever.
And you have to grab it.
Yeah. Oh. So I'll try and do it backwards. So I didn't count. I just stuck my needle in. You wrap it, and then you pull it back through.
Oh, so it's not too hard to grab it.
No, it's pretty easy. In the pattern, she gives you a suggestion you could use a crochet hook. But
that's what I was just gonna say, that I wonder if you could just grab it with a crochet hook and pull it out to put it on your needle. But
you could.
Yeah.
But I find it pretty easy just to do it like this. And then I just kind of snug it up just to try to keep your strands so they're not going to be super loose or too tight. I think that, so hopefully these will be fine. On the next round, you do some decreases. But
so this is a paid pattern?
It's a paid pattern. So she gives you all the different sizes and then walks you through. There's a bit of a pattern repeat. And then the links to the stitch pattern. The videos are really good for that. So then you just put it all together. And I'm not sure how the decreases are done on the top, but I've got it started.
Sounds like fun.
It is very fun. So I will put the link down below if anybody wants to give this a try. This would be a fun pattern to finish off the hat challenge with.
Yeah, my future hat knitting plans are in the mail.
I know our knit picks order hasn't arrived.
I had thought that I was going to make the hat that you have, the green one you finished, the ear flap hat, because I have a ball of Vicky's, one of her tonals in blue, and I was thinking I might make that, but I haven't got that far, so we'll see, maybe.
Well, I'm having so much fun knitting hats. I love this, just the fact that I'm being able to get through some of my single balls that I've had in my stash forever and ever and get them knit up. Like it. I'm starting to see some holes in my shelves upstairs, which is
well, that's good.
Yes. I would still like, if I get really ambitious and get this tentacular hat finished, always got to think, I'm going to go back and do another one of these and reverse the colors, because I really, now I'm on a mission to get these 3 colors knit up into something so they're not taking up room on my shelves. I haven't decided. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking the dark gray as the background, maybe the light gray, maybe the light. I don't know.
I was just thinking the same thing while I was looking at it.
Which one would you do, dark gray or light gray?
I think I would do the background as the dark color and then do my 2, because they'll really pop. The pink will pop against it, and so will the light gray.
Okay. I think you're right too. And yes, so I'm going to play around with this, and
that'll be nice.
The pink, obviously, because it was the main color, there's less of it. So I'm really hoping second hat around, the pink will almost be gone.
So if you do the pink where you've done the gray, you'll need less of it.
You're right, because
because you only have 2 round, and then a small one at the top.
A little one at the top. So
and if you run out, then you could just not do the one at the top.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I could. Look at the top. I just love looking at the top of this.
I know, it looks like a star.
It does. It's so pretty. I like that. I like that a lot. It looks like my plans for the weekend have got changed drastically this morning. So it sounds like I'm going to have a much quieter weekend, which is going to make, for my hat knitting. So maybe there's a chance I can get this going too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But definitely January has been a good month for hats. It's been fun. People have been doing a lot of really fun patterns, and we have had one of our Fibre friends member. She is going to get 20 hats done.
Holy smokes.
Is
that Donna?
Yes. I saw in the Facebook group. So if anybody who's new here, Fibre Friends Friday Night Knit In is our Facebook group. And what did I see last night? Number 18, did she post? And she still has all weekend. So she's easily, her goal was 10. Her challenge for herself for the hat challenge was 10. And she's doubled that.
I think she did that the first week, she said, or something.
Good
for her. Good for her.
They've been so fun. She's done cables, she's done stripes, she's done different patterns. And what's really nice is they are all going to charity.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, so she'll have 20 hats. And especially right now, well, you guys told me that we're in a cold weather.
Yeah, they just posted that have a cold weather alert for tonight. So I think we're going to minus 23 Celsius, I think it said.
That's cold. Yeah, it's
chilly.
It's been cold all week.
In the middle of next week, I think we have a day it's going up to +3. So who knows? It's all over the place.
Crazy.
Yeah, we didn't go ice fishing yesterday. Because it was going to be way too windy, so we rescheduled. So we're going Monday now. So I'll have to share some
next
pictures of that next week.
Which hat? Now you've got two hats to wear. Which one are you going to wear? Songbird Fibers or the mohair one?
I don't know. I might wear my alpaca hat. Actually, it's warmer.
It would be okay.
I knit it. No, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. It was a bulky that I got from Debbie Zeraldo.
Mm-hmm.
From her alpaca. She's local to us.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's warm.
Yeah, that would be warm.
Yeah.
Can never go wrong with alpaca, right?
That's right.
So I'm trying to count.
Oh,
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, my hat is the only knitting I did this week, other than I worked on my socks again. I'll show them. They don't look much different than last week. But I did, if you can see my little row in here, that's where my heel's going, my waist yarn. I thought I'd try waist yarn this time instead of cutting in. So halfway done. Woo woo.
That is something to celebrate. Okay, 1, 2.
Yeah, I was going gangbusters on them to start with, and now it's kind of quieted down. I pick them up and knit 2 or 3 rounds, and then I move on. I've done a lot of work on my stitching this week, though. Do you want to see?
Sure, show that right now, and then we'll start talking about sweaters.
So I think last week I had that little corner in that center motif left to finish, and then I was going to move on to the next page.
You got it all done.
So I finished all of this. This was the page.
Yeah.
Right here. So I finished up all this, and then I've done from this work right here.
Yeah.
I've done all of this.
Oh, wow. So you've done all the outlining kind of thing, and now you'll fill in.
This half of this motif, I did half of it, all of that, and all of this, and this. And now all I got to do is fill this in, and it's just like this over here. So it's a lot of stitching.
Flowers.
Yeah. So got to finish in this, and then I got another page finished.
You were really catching up.
Yeah, that was September. This is September that I'm working on right now. So I'll have 3 more pages left after that. I'm going like gangbusters. I want it done. It's going to be so beautiful. Maybe next week. I don't know. I'll probably finish that before next week. I want to take it off when it's off the frame and show the whole thing, but
that would be nice.
I did have to move it to get over to that side, and I took it off. It was pretty fabulous.
You guys can admire the whole thing. It is fabulous. Okay, I got one more little stitch. I think that one looks a little neater than this one. This one looks a little loose, doesn't it? Oh well. Not going to worry about it.
Hard to know till you go around and
Yeah, work my next round.
Yeah.
I think they look all right. Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. So anybody want to knit the tentacular? Now that I can say it.
Tentacular.
I'm feeling very impressed that I can actually know what the heck I'm doing. So
I know every time you come out with tentacle, all I hear is testicle. Every time you say it.
Okay, now there would be a good name for a hat.
Yeah.
Bobbles. Anyways. So, okay, sweater knitting. Sweater knitting. We have been talking about this sweater knitting challenge for how long?
A couple months for sure.
Yes, and it has seemed like it has come up pretty much throughout the whole last year. And it keeps coming. It's like, oh yeah, in February, which seemed, 8 months away, 6 months, 4 months away. Now, all of a sudden, here it is not really coming. Well, it could be this weekend because the challenge technically starts on Tuesday, which means that this would be the weekend to do yarn shopping, stash diving,
swatch
making, big swatching. Just getting all that, finding your pattern. And what perfect, if it's supposed to be crazy cold out, what perfect weekend to just get sweater planning.
Get your yarn all wound up and ready to go.
Yes.
Nobody would be mad if you started early, but
oh, good. Yeah.
If you can't wait.
That's right. Say Tuesday, you got a super long day or whatever. Yeah. If you start whatever. Yeah. Just do it. Right. But post in the Facebook group, some people have started posting links to the sweaters that they're going to use. So yeah, just let's get the fun started. We can take this whole weekend. We can finish up hats, post lots of pictures of your hats, post whatever you're going to work on with sweaters. Really fun. I'm going to work on two sweaters this one.
She doesn't want to say.
I'm just thinking like, oh, do I really want to say that out loud? 2 sweaters, but I am going to work on 2 sweaters because Fibre Friends Arch Sweater Challenge goes the whole month. So February 1st to February 28th. And any sweater, I guess we should give all of the details, right? So any sweater counts. It can be a baby sweater, it can be a child sweater, it can be an adult sweater. It could be a vest. I had one person ask, can I do a vest?
Or a summer top.
Yes. Yes. Whatever you're going to love and whatever you're going to wear. Whips, of course, count because we're all about trying to get things finished.
Yes. So I'm doing a whip.
You are. I should be doing one, but I'm not because I'm not.
No, you're going to pull that out.
I am going to pull it out. I'm going to reclaim the yarn, put it back on my shelf and use it for something else at some point.
Yeah.
So Fibre Friends. Yeah. So Fibre Friends is going February 1st to February 28th. We've got the Facebook group to do lots of chatting and sharing yarn and pictures and progress and all that kind of stuff. There will be a thread open in Ravelry for people that like to chit chat on Ravelry. There have been some people chatting over there about hats. So that's nice to see. And then Jocelyn from Northern Knits podcast and I on my Wildflower Wool podcast, we are doing our 2-week sweater challenge in the middle of the month. It can be done. Jocelyn and I did it last year and we both got our sweaters finished. So it's a 2-week bulky, we call it a bulky weight, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. You've got 2 weeks. And that officially goes from February 10th to February 24th. It's a Thursday. So Jocelyn and I will actually be live on the Wildflower Wool channel every Thursday night in February.
Oh, nice.
I know it's going to be so much fun. So the first Thursday, we're just going to be doing our regular whip check-in to see what we got done from the month before. the second, then the next will be the February the 10th. And that will be us talking about starting our project, what our patterns and yarns and all that kind of stuff is. The next one, which I don't know, maybe it must be the 17th, is just going to be a midway check-in. See, are we on track? Are we not? And then the 24th, we will both be modeling our finishes. That's the plan.
Yes, you will.
That's the plan. We will be modeling finishes. So I pulled out 2 sets of yarn for both projects. So we'll see. I've got, so the one, I'm back to the one, this one that I showed last.
Oh yes, with the orange.
Mm-hmm. So this is, look at this. I got this on sale for $4.99 a ball. Clearance at Michael's. It's Lion Brand woolies and it's tonal.
I like it.
I do too. And it's a number 5 bulky. 80% acrylic, 20% wool. So I've got 7 balls of it. And so remember last week I had that.
Yeah, it was just shy of 900
Yeah.
Yards.
Yeah. Had this little trusty chart here.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Wool Interrupted. So it was just giving an idea. So some people had said to me, they said, I think you could still make something out of this. So somebody suggested a shrug.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I like that idea. I like it. I think I could do it. So I just did a really quick Ravelry search and I will, this lady, I just picked one. There was a few there. I think there was an Andrea Mowry shrug came up. There was a couple of others. This one here, I like, and I'll put a picture in here. So the woman is very funny. She's like, you can see she's got a crown on and she just looks very happy. Maybe that's why I like the shrug. But I was just kind of looking at the yardage more or less. This one is a free pattern. So maybe somebody might want to use it for the challenge as well. I don't know. Haven't looked at it, but she's talking, it's an Aran weight, a 6.5 millimeter needle, and it was 580 yards.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I could knit that or just kind of use that as a guide and kind of do my own thing. But at least everybody, the people that left me comments are right. A shrug, this could do a shrug. It appears. So I think that's what it's going to be. So it's good. It's not going back on my stash. It's going to be something that I can wear.
Sounds like a great idea. I like shrugs.
I know. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that myself, but good job. Everybody out there has such great ideas. I love it.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any pattern ideas, like a shrug that you've knit that you'd like, leave some comments down below because I'm always, I'm open to whatever. I want to use up as much of the yarn, so I'd like it to be fairly deep, right? Like I don't want it to be a little skinny thing.
Yeah.
I want like the arm like to come down. I want it to be as big as possible, right? So if anybody has any great ideas, let me know. I'm open to ideas. I think that's what I'll be kind of perusing around Ravelry and checking things out this weekend so I can get, and I guess I'm going to be gauge swatching.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what about your sweater? Have you pulled yours out? Is it right there? Ooh, look at it. All right.
So I'll do a little recap in case, somebody here's new.
We have got a lot of new viewers, so that's fantastic.
I started this last year. When was I working on it? In the spring of last year?
Yes, because the plan
I had hoped to finish it for May 24 to go camping.
That's right.
And I've ripped it out. I think I ripped it. I knit up to here and did these moose, and I hated them, and I ripped it back. And then I redid the whole body and got the body all done, and it was way too big because I picked a size too big, really. And so I ripped it out and I restarted it in a size smaller. This thing knits really fast. I wasn't even sad about having to rip it out, redo it, because like I could, like in a night, I could finish a whole, you know, section of the stuff. So yeah, this book, you had this book and it's out of print now, but I found it online. And there's like a whole bunch of really, really cute stuff.
Well, wasn't it the white cabled like Aran sweater? Isn't that what you were initially looking for? I was doing
what had originally caught my eye was this one. And then I decided to do the color work one. I still would like to do this one, I think, but I want to do it in a wool, and I haven't found anything yet that
do you want to do it in white?
Yeah, I want to do it cream just like this.
Okay, let's pause for 1 second. I've got 12 balls of this yarn upstairs, but I don't know what it is. So it says uses a 6 millimeter needle. Is that what you need, or do you need bigger?
I think this, so the one that I'm doing uses an 8.
Oh shoot, so this isn't going to be big enough for you. Oh, and I'm just checking. Oh, 75 acrylic, 25 wool.
Which isn't terrible.
Not going to be the right.
What number of yarn is it?
Oh my gosh, this stuff is so old. It was way before that came into.
Oh, okay.
Old yarn.
So the gauge is, hold on, I got to find the right sweater. 11 stitches and 14 rows.
This is 14. Okay, darn. I was gonna say if this would work and I had enough, I would give it to you. I've had this yarn in my stash for a long time, and I think I started to knit with it, or I don't know, or give it away, and then I kept it. So I guess it'll go back on my. Mostly because I think I was remembering. I don't ever wear white.
Oh yeah.
You ever remember
on an 8 millimeter?
Okay, so it's not. All right. Well, maybe I'll just give this away anyways. Have you ever seen me wear a white sweater?
No.
No. So why am I keeping this?
I don't know.
I know. Maybe I should just pass it on to somebody.
So
darn. All right. I thought I had a solution for you.
That's okay. So I'm gonna finish this sweater, and just so everybody knows where I'm starting from. Sorry, I gotta brush all the dog hair off. It's sitting in the bag.
That is so pretty.
Just at the armpit.
Okay.
So I think I have to divide for the front and back of the body soon, but this is what I have done.
It looks so nice. So if you were to say your challenge, is it to be just in the month to finish that sweater, or are you going to finish that and start another one?
I'm hoping to finish this.
Nobody's going to actually hold us to our ideas, but if you don't aim high.
I would like to finish this sweater and start my throwback.
That's
my throwback cardigan by Andrea Mowry.
Mm-hmm. Because you've got the yarn sitting in your stash for that as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, because I bought it 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? We were supposed to do a knit along with Suzanne from Knit Stitch in London.
Yep.
And COVID happened.
Yeah, it was all just before that. And
yeah.
Boy.
So.
Okay, so there's your throwback. And
yeah. So yeah, I bought all the yarn and everything, and I think it's still in the bags.
Perfect.
I'll show it next week.
Perfect time to get it started, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so see that yarn? Can you see?
I can see all your lovelies.
All of this. So I brought this down. This is going to be my workspace for the month of February. This is going to be all my sweater yarn.
So is this your inspiration?
Yes. I figured I had yarn that I keep looking at Michael's, some of the Thick and Quick, which is a lot thicker than this, but this should still knit up pretty quick.
And what is that?
This stuff is an old stash. I'm guessing that you can't get this probably anymore. This came from the Creative Festival in Toronto. I'm guessing, yeah, more than 10 years ago, like easily at least probably 12 years ago. And it's does it even have, I don't even know if it really has a name. It's called Diana, 100% wool. There's 164 yards. And it was spun in Latvia. Oh yes, this is the name for Headwater Wool.
Okay.
She was I think she must have been a pattern designer. She obviously had yarn made for her. I don't know if she was a yarn shop at one point, but anyway, it's really nice. Like I mean, it's real wool. I mean, it has a little bit of you can feel it's a little rusticy, but not
picky.
Yeah, but it's not like a lopey. But it's
is it pickier than, like, say, classic wool?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. A little pickier than classic wool, but not as picky as lopey. So that's what kind of fits in there. Yeah. And I think I bought all of this. I think I had plans to teach a felted bag class, and I was going to make some kits. Oh, and I've forgotten how many. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like 21 balls, basically.
So I'm assuming you're planning to do some color work.
Of some sort, yes. I mean, I don't want to get too crazy because I want to get it finished. Maybe just striping. I have a feeling, though, I'm going to say striping, and then I'm going to add up a little pattern in there. So I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be a cardigan. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had thought about doing top down. And maybe, I think I will. My go-to is always bottom up. And I think it's just because I've knit most of my sweaters. That's how I learned to do them. And that's always kind of my go-to. But I think this time I think I will do top down.
I like with, I kind of like with doing bottom up because you make, so instead of, at the end being on Sleeve Island, as they say, forever, to finish, I forget which sweat, it might have been this one or my antler cardigan. You knit the sleeves first, and then you start the body. And then when you get to the pits, you add everything on and then knit up the rest of it. And it was so nice to not have sleeves left to make.
I know. There's no reason why you can't. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing the top, then doing both sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you've got all of the fit issues done right away. You can try it on, make sure that I like the neck opening, because I'm just going to do my gauge to garment. So I'm going to have to do it and try it on. I've got the neck opening the way I like. You've got your shoulders, because that's how you get your fit of your garment, mm-hmm. is having the shoulders correct. And then the depth of the armhole. And then once, and then I will have the next week to just do the body, and you don't have to worry if it's going to fit, because you already know you've got all of this stuff where you want it to fit is all looked after.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought process. And just
makes a lot of sense.
And I'm not going to worry, because some of these, I'm not going to worry about the colors. I'm just going to use them. I'm not going to worry if I have the same color in the body and the sleeves. The sleeves can be totally different, whatever. Because
for sure.
Yeah. Because I only have one. Can you believe this? I only have one of this color of yellow.
Well, you have to put that up near the top.
Maybe, yeah. Mix it in here. So I'm just going to randomly pick and choose, not think about it. It'll just be whatever. If I run out of one color, so I grab another one, carry on.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep. Just knit.
Sometimes the best things, that have that scrappy look to them turn out the nicest.
I totally agree with that. Yes. Yeah. It's going to be fun. And have you checked out the Turkish Bed Sock pattern?
I seen them a long time ago. I remember when it was first circulating and everybody was making them.
Okay. So for anybody who hasn't seen, I'll put the picture in here and put the link down below. So it's not, so as you can see, it's not a sock. It is a little slipper, oh my gosh, I was going to say a footlet. Where did that word come from? Is that even a word?
It is a word.
Is it? So yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be really quick. And Jocelyn and I are also going to knit a pair of the Turkish Bed Socks, because somebody suggested it, and we just automatically say yes to everything, because it's such a fun looking pattern.
I think they're pretty quick.
They look like they're going to be really quick. And somebody suggested I would be able to use 2 strands of croy for those. So that is.
Well, I know there's no short supply of that in your knitting room.
I could knit a ton of these. So I'm thinking they may make good
Christmas gifts,
right? Just put them in my Christmas box. I'm really hoping. So yeah. So these are my 2 sweaters, the Turkish Bed Socks, and our guild on Tuesday, the 1st of the month, is all about brioche. So I'm going to have a brioche
project. Oh goodness.
On the go.
I'm not joining in on that.
No, you are not a brioche knitter, are you?
I've never even tried it. And you know what? I like my knitting to be uncomplicated. And I just, even looking at it and listening to people when it first started to be big, having trouble trying to figure it out, make sure you do a lifeline. And I'm like, no.
See, maybe that should be the thing, right off the bat. If you need a lifeline, you'd be like,
yeah, I'm not too stressful. No.
Well, it's funny because yesterday in my Instagram stories, I did a little poll of what people liked, if they went for easy projects or they liked something that was a challenge. And I think it was 85% of the people said they liked easy.
Yeah. I'm all for color work. I don't mind doing patterned or lace or whatever, as long as there's not a ton of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, too complicated.
Yeah. Sometimes I think a little bit of both, right? I liked the garter stitch ear flap hats. They were fun to do. They were easy enough to do. Had to pay a little bit of attention to it, right? But it wasn't too bad. And I'm going to do more. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just need that to be able to sit and not think, right?
Yeah. Unless you're, sometimes, and my stitching is the same way because it's so rhythmic, just the knitting and the knitting that I find my breathing gets in sync with the pulling of the thread or the stitching. And then I almost like start to fall asleep because you've just slowed everything down so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
but that's a good thing. That's a very relaxing,
absolutely
meditative, very good. Okay, I was just looking to see if this gave any idea of gauge, and it does not. So I grabbed, I'm going to start with a 6.5. Maybe I could get away with a 6. It doesn't look real thick. I'm going to try 6.5.
So it's supposed to be an Aran weight. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it said bulk. I think it said bulky.
Oh, bulky. Oh, okay.
It doesn't look super. I will try it.
So I knit this sweater. I thought I'd share it just in case anybody wants or is looking for a simple, straightforward cardigan pattern. This is my harvest cardigan from Tin Can Knits. I don't know if you can see it. It's just very simple. Is it getting blown out too much?
It's not too bad. You can see the ribbing.
It's garter stitch panels.
Oh, okay.
And garter stitch along the bottom.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's all just plain knitting. It's got raglan sleeves. Yep.
And then, garter all the way around. Okay.
Yep. I knit this, I don't know how many years ago. Oops, sorry, my chair's sliding away on me. I knit this probably I think I knit it after I knit my antler cardigan, which is also a Tin Can Knits. And I was knitting it when we used to go to Knit Stitch in London.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be what, 4?
Probably. Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can rule out the last 2 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I knit this and I knit it out of Patton's Classic wool. And then now I've hardly ever wore it because I found it a little bit too itchy with t-shirt on. But you know what? I'm wearing it today and it's comfortable.
Okay.
When I first put it on, it felt a little bit itchy on my arms. And now that I've been wearing it, it's not.
Okay. You've acclimatized.
I might have a little bit. It's a little bit around my neck. I keep noticing it, but I got my hair cut yesterday and I had little pickies all over my neck. So I think it's just carry on because she shaved it under here.
Well, that's nice. So that sweater is very much like the Maisie cardigan.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And we did that as another knit along at Knit Stitch.
Oh yeah, I like it because it's just, there's no buttons or anything. And I have, you can use a little shawl pin and stick in here to hold it together if you want. Yeah, it's nice.
Options.
It's nice. I love Tin Can Knits because they have so many different sizes. You can make this right from baby to, large adult sizes too.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, well, I will put the link to that one down below too, because that would be a good beginner project for somebody too.
It is, for sure.
Okay, my gauge swatch has started. We'll see.
So yeah, I got nothing else on the go other than my socks and my cross stitch. And I'm gonna start working on that sweater next week after we go fishing on Monday.
Yeah. Yes, I will probably start. I don't know when I will actually start. Tuesday night is my brioche night. Maybe after that, I will officially cast on and then post a picture.
Yay.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. Sweaters. I'm really excited for sweaters.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited, not about finishing this one, although I am excited to have it finished, but I'm excited to start my throwback.
So how is that one done? Is that top down or bottom up?
I don't even know. I haven't even read I think it's top down. I think it's because it's color work yoke. So I think it's top down.
Okay. I'm thinking it is too, because I was going to knit that, but I didn't get as far as getting my yarn. I was still thinking about it, and then everything kind of got put on hold. But it's really pretty, really pretty.
And my colors are almost the same as the colors that the sample was done.
I remember
with that burnt orange body and then some greens and that in the color work. Trish and I both, and she was wearing hers last week, maybe on our knit night, or the week before. And I was like, oh, I want to get on it.
Yeah, I know. Give you that incentive. Okay, so I can tell already this is too big. The gauge.
Your needle's too big?
Needle is too big. So this would be a nice gauge for a shawl, something that you want lots of drape.
A little more drape.
Yeah, but a sweater you want to be knit a little tighter.
You want a nice dense fabric.
Yes, otherwise it's going to stretch out of shape.
Yeah.
So two things that I always, and I don't have enough really to show you here, but two ways you can kind of test your gauge swatch. I don't know, we'll pretend you want to do like stockinette, and if you want it to have some stretch, some spring to it. So if you stretch it out and then let your fingers go, this is ribbing, so it's going to stretch, but even in stockinette, you want to be able to see it bounce back into place. If it's too loose, you'll stretch it, and then when you take your fingers out, it'll just still kind of stay stretched. So that
okay.
Too loose. So you want it to have, and obviously you don't want something that's going to stand up on its own, because
I'm checking my gauge swatch on my sweater.
Does it have some stretch? And the other thing is you don't want to be able to put your finger through it. Like,
for sure.
Look at that. See, I hardly have, I don't really have enough rows, but I can wiggle my finger right through that. So too loose.
And what needle did you start with?
That was a 6.5.
So will you go down and try a 6 then?
Ooh.
Or do you think you're going to go even further to a 5.5?
I might go down to a 5.5, because I knit loose to start with. So typically I always need to go down a size.
Me too.
Oh, this is not going to be as fast as I wanted it to be. Is it too late? Can I go back and get, like, because look, I have some sitting right here on my coffee table, because doesn't everybody have yarn sitting on their coffee table?
If you live at Louise's, there's yarn everywhere.
There is.
She decorates her whole house with it.
Kind of do. Oh my gosh, look at the difference.
Do the red, or is that orange?
It's red.
Do the red.
Good. But then what am I going to do with all this yarn?
Do something later that takes more than 2 weeks. You gotta think of the challenge, Louise. You got 2 weeks.
I got 2 weeks.
Pick the thick yarn.
Okay, the thick. But last year I did not use this thick of yarn. See, this is really deceiving, right? This is a 6 super bulky, but
that's what I'm using as a 6.
But 6 super bulky, there seems to be such a wide range, and this is on the bulkier end, because this is talking a 9mm, which
Yeah, because mine's chunky. Oh no, it calls for an 8mm.
Yeah.
I lied.
I don't know. Oh, okay. I think last year though, the sweater I did it on a 6. So maybe it was a little heavier than this. So maybe this is really just a worsted. No, maybe you're right. Maybe an Aran.
You got time.
I'm gonna have to go buy yarn yet, aren't I? I'm trying hard to use my stash. My stash is just working against me. Well, maybe I'll make a trip to this will be the sign. If I go to Michael's and there's a colorway called Sea Glass that I'm thinking about.
You've been thinking about that one for a while.
I know. If there is a sweater quantity sitting there, I'm going to take it as a sign.
If it's not at the one, go try the other one.
Or go to both and buy a few here and a few there. Or I just had a thought. Can I double this?
I already was thinking that. But do you have enough if you double it? You said you had 20 balls.
Yeah.
You might have enough if you double it. Like 10 balls of a bulky like that would be lots for a sweater. Try it. And you could marl colors together and fade your stuff. Oh, that would be fun.
I could do that. Okay. No Michael shopping. No Michael shopping. Okay.
You should try it. Yeah, double it. Try it.
Let's see. I'm going to use this yarn yet. See, now look, I'm expecting some really positive comments here on how hard I am trying to use my stash as opposed to just going and getting more yarn.
You're doing an awesome job.
I am trying.
I was trying not to spend any money and buy any new yarn, and I bought more new yarn in the last month and a bit than I have in the last year.
Oh no, that's
not that I don't buy much yarn, to be honest with you, but
I know that's why I just never say I'm not. So I have plans. I would love to buy yarn every week for my New Start Monday project. That is my plan. I always think, I'm just every weekend I'm going to go buy yarn. And so far this month of January, I have used stash yarn for every one of my projects.
That's good though.
I think there's something to that whole thing of, saying one thing and then you do the opposite.
Well, and too, like with your stash, like you're almost rediscovering stuff. So it's like it's new again.
That's right. And seriously, I've got to knit it. Some of it, right? It's been there so long.
I bought bins. I bought a new shelf, cube shelf in my living room with the baskets that fit into it to store my yarn in, so that it's there and neatly organized and whatever. And now I forget what's in there. So it's kind of like new all over again when I pull the bin out and it's all nicely organized and I can just look in and see what's there. And
yes,
I could knit socks from now for the next 10 years and not run out.
Yeah.
Considering I only get 2 or 3 pairs done in a year, and I probably,
Don't you want to try oh my goodness. That's not good. Oh, this is bad.
What?
And I'm supposed to have a pair of socks done this weekend, for January.
Well, don't have to.
You're right. I don't have to.
That's right. There's no pressure in knitting.
I wanted to. I wanted to get 12 pairs done this year.
You should have said, I want to get 12 socks done. So if you knit one sock every month, then you're good.
It's 6 pairs. I know. Well, I ended up getting 6 pairs done last year, which
there you go.
Really shocked me, because I was going to make 6 pairs my goal for this year, just to kind of bump it up. And then when I realized I actually did knit 6 pairs last year, I thought, well, I have to increase it.
I don't know how many I knit last year. I forget. I might have knit 4.
That doesn't make any sense to me, because I would have thought I had knit 3 or 4. I didn't think I had knit that
Maybe
many.
I knit more than that, because now I'm thinking I knit the orange croy pair. I knit the blue stripy croy pair. I knit those purpley striped croy pair.
Yeah.
I knit my socks of kindness. What else did I knit? Well, that's 4.
That's 4. See, and you always have socks on the needle, so I would think you could get 12 done easy.
Well, I could if I didn't do anything else.
Okay, so I've started here.
When did I start these this month? Since the new year? I think I did.
I think so. It's been 4 weeks, so I think
I think I just started these a couple weeks ago. Who knows? If I focused on them, I could, but
yes. So, well, okay. We're off to a good start anyways. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm thinking I'm going to have to go up a needle size. Just the feel of the stitches, it feels a little tight. So that's not too bad though. 7 millimeter.
So do you have a 7 millimeter? Because I did not. So this sweater that I'm knitting called for an 8 millimeter, and I always go down a needle size because that's just, I know my knitting.
Because you're loose too.
But I did not have a 7. My interchangeable set goes from a 6.5 to an 8.
I know. I don't know. I wonder if there's other ones that have 7s. This is a 7. Yeah, this is a 7. I got this and I knit Eric's blanket on this.
Oh, okay.
And I think I went to London Yarns to get a 7 millimeter or a little.
Oh, okay.
I remember now. I think I had to run out and buy this.
Yeah.
So I've got.
I wasn't going to. That's why I just decided to go down a needle size and then just, pay close attention to my tension as I'm knitting, because it is color work, right? And do we not usually go up a needle size when we do color work anyways?
Yeah, usually. Yep.
Yeah. So it's good this time. Like I measured it, like I put it out on the table.
Yep.
And the width is good. So the last one was really big. I got to make a pom-pom. Do you think a pom-pom with the same yarn will look good?
I think so. Of course it will.
I think it'll be okay.
I think it'd be great. Okay. Yeah, this just feels better already. Just
good.
So we'll see what the measurements are. Ooh, look, there's a little, you can just start to see.
Oh yeah, I think that's going to be fabulous.
I think so too.
I love yarn, 2 different colors knit together, marled like that. I think they're awesome.
I like it too. I need to find sometime, I will have to show you a blanket, a lap blanket. I started again, probably about at least 15 years ago. That was just doing this. I had all kinds of yarns, some sail yarn, like that kind of thing had come from my grandma. She had cleaned out and she decided she wasn't going to knit anymore. So she gave it all to me. So it was browns and oranges and yellows and greens, which
must have been from the 70s.
Yeah. And I thought, even though I liked those colors, I was kind of like, oh yeah, you can tell this is old yarn.
Squeaky.
But I had thought I'm gonna like make it. So I did. I started just alternating colors and kind of fading it, and marled, fade, whatever terms you want to use, and it looked really, really pretty. So I have it in a tote somewhere. I have to come across it. I don't think I finished it, but it's probably on the needles somewhere down in the basement. I have to bring that out and show it at some point. It was an old whip, that's for sure.
Really old. Do you think you'll ever finish it, or will it make its way to the bin?
Oh, I don't know. I might finish it. Who knows? Who knows?
I have some old Afghans that my grandma knit, like acrylic. And one of them was a variegated, like oranges and cream, and might have, and brown maybe. Like it's an old, like Sayel. And it's knit in the zigzag or crocheted zigzag.
Chevron, yeah.
And oh yeah, I finished it. She had started it, and my grandma had Alzheimer's. And when she couldn't do it anymore, it kind of all her craft stuff came to me. And I finished it off. I think Adri might have it in her room now. Oh, but it was on the sofa forever. It was a great blanket.
I think everybody probably has a chevron blanket from their grandma. I think that must have been, the in thing to make back how many years ago? 40 years ago or something. Yeah. Oh, well, it's good to have those memories.
It is, for sure.
I'm going to have to measure this. I'm going to have to try. Maybe we try a bigger needle size.
Ooh, that's even better. Go to an 8.
Yeah, I don't know. And then we'll see.
And it'll be fast like mine.
It'll be, that's right. Fast would be good. Fast would be good. But I always like doing different needle sizes. Even if I thought this would be is the perfect size, I always like trying another one, because once you have something to compare to, then you can really tell if you like it or you don't. Lots of times I thought, oh, I really like this. And then I try a different needle size. I'm like, ooh, actually, I like this one better. And you wouldn't have known if you hadn't tried it, right?
Right. For sure.
Well, I know this one might feel a little too tight. See how much spring it has in it once I get a little bit more done.
Cool.
I'm liking this. Okay, I got to work on my hat. I can't get too excited. I shouldn't be gauge swatching until I get my tentacula hat finished.
Oh, come on, get lots of time.
Okay, that's what I always say, and then that's when I don't get anything done.
Do what makes you happy. If you want to gauge swatch.
You're right.
Then you can start building more things in your head.
Exactly.
Once you know what needles and stuff you need.
You're right. Exactly. Once I figure out the needle size, then I can sit and I can work on the hat, and I can just
think about your sweater.
Yarn and decide which colors I will work together first.
And then you'll come over and you'll rearrange them all, and then you'll sit and knit on your hat and think about it some more, and then rearrange them a little bit more.
Exactly. I know. I got to be careful though. If I do that too much, I'll just keep thinking forever and ever and ever and not actually start it. So,
well, you have a few days.
I have a couple days. I have the weekend to play. You're right. You are right.
So right. I did a little extra fun sewing this week.
I saw what's sitting right there behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
So I'll show you. I got a couple new prints. Well, I have a few new prints. I did one of them.
Okay. Oh, that looks fun.
So this is all about rescue pets.
Oh, wanted love. Oh, you're divided. Yeah.
Yeah. So it says, pets are family you get to choose. It says you can't buy love, but you can rescue. And then their little tag says adopt, don't stop. Next stop is home. Yeah, so it's kind of, yeah, we're our last two dogs were rescues, and you know, I'm a firm believer in rescuing. There's lots of animals out there that unfortunately end up
they need a
without a home. So anyways, yeah, I did one of my divided sock drawstrings.
That's cute.
And then I did a zippered sock. These are pretty big.
I like it.
I put a nice light tealy blue on the inside.
Oh, that's really pretty.
This one. Yeah. So I think I showed this a little while ago. This is a noodlehead pattern called the Firefly Tote, and it's a project bag and a project tote.
Yeah.
That I've been wanting to make for, well, since I bought the pattern, like probably 6 months ago. So yesterday, I finally had some time and I made this humongous tote bag.
I love that.
So this is a Rifle Paper Co. Print on the front. And then this really nice camel-y rust. Yeah, it's kind of like a camel color canvas.
And then really like that.
The inside is a drawstring.
That's fantastic.
So you can.
I love that print.
Yeah, it's pretty. I have it in a blue color too. Great big inside, and it's got a big pocket in here, big slip pocket.
So would a sweater fit in that?
Oh yeah, easily. So this thing is like 14 inches tall, 5 inches deep.
Yeah.
And I think it was 11 wide. So it's got a big slip pocket in the front. Right here, that's the whole depth, and then there's a zippered pocket right here that goes right to the bottom too. Put all your stuffs in. Handles are riveted in.
And so, what are the handles? Canvas, or are they?
Yeah, the same. Nope, they're cotton webbing.
Okay.
And a cotton drawstring, because I like natural fibers.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same handles that I use on my knit night bags.
I really like that.
It's big. Look at my whole head. I could put 2 of my heads in it.
Bigger than your head. Okay, there's a good sales slogan for you.
Yeah. So I finished up. That's the bigger size, and I'm also going to make a little one.
Okay.
Only because I was cutting out for this one, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I'll show you why. Because I originally just wanted to make the project size. So I come in here and I highlighted, outside fabric, accent fabric, lining. But I decided to make the tote size. So while I'm sitting at my cutting table, I cut out the outside, and then I went, okay, I'll grab my accent fabric, and I come over and read accent fabric and cut out the pieces. So for the smaller bag.
Oh no.
So I also have the flowery fabric cut out for the small size. So now I got to make a little one.
Well, that was a happy accident because I'd like to see what the small size looks like too.
Well, yeah, I'm anxious to see size wise how they compare, and I'm thinking it's going to end up it has the dimensions in here of the finished size, but it's hard to. You can hold a measuring tape up and think about how big it's going to be, but until you have it in your hand, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be comparable to the bigger size I do of these divided bags.
Okay.
It might be a little bit bigger. We'll see. But yeah, hoping to
fun. I can't wait to see
one of those. Yeah.
Okay, so there's my gauge swatch so far. So it's knitting up quick.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's knitting up very interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. Very more, yeah, what solid, like not
yeah, it's a little more pooly than actually like marley looking.
I don't know. Do I like that? I think I don't know. I guess so. Sure, I do. I think I do. I do.
But if you're gonna stripe,
yeah,
you're not gonna have big sections, right?
No. I like it. I think I'm good with that. No, I think okay. I'm gonna have to sit and think about this gauge swatch thing. See if I
could be all how you're holding your two yarns in your hand too.
Could be, but oh my god, I'm not gonna worry about that. That's like too much brain power for sure.
I think it'll look good.
I do like it. I do like it. I do like
oh,
it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you switch to the next color, will you carry on with one of them and like say, get rid of the yellow and keep the green and add something else with the green. And then the next go, you'll get rid of the green and add something with the other color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stagger them. Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I like this.
Yep. I like it actually.
Double. Yep. Done. Good.
Do it.
Yes. Awesome. I got it figured out. Look at that.
Now good idea.
Yeah. Now I am going to go up a needle size and try it. But I think I just needed to get a little bit more knit on here, right? Get a little from this tight stuff. But I think this is okay. I think I'm going to knit a little bit more so I have an actual, because I like a nice big gauge swatch, not a little.
Yeah, do another couple inches and see.
Yeah, and really get a feel for it. And then really, if we're going to talk about gauge, should really wash it as well. Because especially if you're using a superwash yarn that's going to really bloom, anything you think, if you know in the past that it's bloomed or you've heard people talk about it blooming, you definitely want to wash your gauge swatch because it's going to change your finished size of your sweater. So you really, really should. I know some people don't gauge at all. Some people just, and I've been known in the past to just do a little quick, kind of like, oh yeah, it's good, right? But if you truly, truly want to take the time and be as certain as you can, knit a nice big gauge swatch, at least 4 or 5 inches big, and then wash it. However you're
throw it in the sink and let it dry overnight.
Yeah. It really, however you're going to wash your sweater, if you're going to hand wash your sweater, hand wash your swatch. If you're going to throw it, if it is a super wash, you're going to throw it in with t-shirts or whatever, throw your swatch in, do a load of laundry, wash it, dry it, whatever you're going to do, and then measure.
Yeah.
And lots of times I do that and my gauge doesn't change, but really if you're new to sweater knitting and gauge swatch, like even a quarter of a stitch or half a stitch is going to make a huge difference. It's going to make inches worth of difference on your sweater.
Well, that's what happened with my sweater because I measured the gauge and I thought it was pretty much right on, but it clearly was not. Like I might have been out like a half a stitch or a quarter of a stitch, which made a huge difference in the end. I mean, it was too big of a size to start with, but it was also, added even just those extra inches.
Yeah. So it's always, and then I always, say, even once you've done your gauge, you've washed it, you've measured it, you think you're right on. Once you get this much of your sweater done, remeasure, because sometimes, you're more relaxed or whatever, or just, I don't know, you just find your rhythm with this yarn. And then if you get this much done and you find you're off, you can just switch your needle size.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to go up or down a size to get back to your original gauge. So, but anyways, we can talk more about that kind of stuff over the next few weeks as we're working through our sweaters.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm going to focus back on my hat. Now that I've done this, I really want to keep going and play with the colors.
Well, it's fun, right?
Yeah, it is. It's exciting.
Well, I'll probably knit more hats while we're sweater knitting too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I definitely want to knit my fish hat. Yeah. The catch of the day hat. Fingers
crossed our yarn comes in. This should come in sometime this week.
Yeah, I would think this coming week it'll be here.
Yeah. I will keep you posted. I keep checking the tracking and it's like, oh, like, where is it? Where is it? So I will let you know as soon as it shows up on my doorstep, I'll text you.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for another week.
It is. So we'll check back again next week. Next week, we will draw the winners from the hat challenge, and then we'll talk more about our sweater progress. Check in, see where we are, see how our gauge swatches turned out, see how much we've got done on our project.
Sounds good.
Lots of fun. Can't wait. All right. Well, have a great knitting week, Cheryl.
You too.
I will. All right, everybody. Happy knitting.
We'll see you all next week.
We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.